Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome to group chat. You know, my mom texted me. Number one, my dad texted me and said, "Hey, where's my gas card?" Because we talked about
yeah.
getting a gas card for Father's Day, and I thought we were joking. And then my mom texted me and just let me know that she really prefers when all three of us are on the episode.
Oh, that is a fan favorite.
Really nice.
Yeah, so she's not happy that our schedules aren't matching up, and she's very dead set on it. So we're all three here today, Mom.
Yeah, you know, Mom, here's the story. We're not like the All In podcast. We continue no matter what.
No matter what. If someone's out, we keep on trucking.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. We're going to talk about that, by the way. I forgot we're in the intro. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It looks like maybe the All In podcast is gone. So we're the only horse in the race now, I believe.
They're poker guys, right? They folded.
They folded. I think they folded.
Well, guess what? We're going all in.
Wow. Shots really fired. Okay, we got a lot to talk about. The economy, we've talked about that a little bit. We have a little bit more to talk about today. Drake put out a new album. We got to talk about that. We got some Biden news. I don't know if you guys saw the bike thing, but we should talk about the
Biking.
Joe Biden. And then, yeah, we're just talking about, we have some Dollar Shave Club stuff to talk about. Mainly, I would say, focused around economy, everything going on, and everything you need to know. Who is ready to get started for the week in the only way that makes any sense?
Let's go.
Woo!
Let's do it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Drake. We're talking about Drake. So last week we actually did our content recommendations for the weekend. We recorded on Thursday, and then right afterwards, Drake announced he's dropping an album at midnight on Thursday.
It's crazy, right?
Crazy. So here we are. Honestly, Nevermind is the name. Obviously, I think, I sent it to the group chat. We were all very excited.
Yeah.
It's been a weekend. I'm going to ask you first what your thoughts are.
So this is my deep analytical thoughts on honestly Nevermind. I listened to it in my car by myself, and I was like, whatever. I like
honestly Nevermind.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that I like it. So whatever. I listened to it in the car, and I was like, obviously just surprised that was the sound. But then I realized it's black coffee. And then I played it in my house with the kids Friday afternoon, dancing, whatever. I was like, this is great.
Well, we know where your kids are going to want a vacation when they're in their early 20s.
Well,
those are Ibiza kids.
Exactly. and what I realized is that he's obviously out a lot.
Yeah.
And probably spent a lot of time in the Caribbean and Europe and in Africa and wherever, all over the world.
Not here.
What people don't realize is most people outside of America do not listen to hip hop. Hip hop is not prevalent. Like if you go to Asia, no one's playing hip hop.
Yeah.
You go to London, you hear a lot of hip hop.
Yeah.
I think probably France, Paris, and Germany, but not like the rest of the continent is not listening to hip hop.
Yeah.
And and then when you go to nightlife in Europe, especially like all the summer spots, it's all house.
Yeah.
And then, and my other point of reference is when Ryan from Lo Siento throws parties, he's got this young, cool, fun, energy crowd. It's all house music.
That type of stuff.
That type of stuff.
They probably love the album.
They probably love Black Coffee. Like, I don't know. You've probably heard him plenty of times. Like, I've been to Black Coffee. Like, if Black Coffee's DJing in a particular city for like during some event, like Basel or Fashion Week or whatever.
Yeah.
it's usually the best party. And he's a producer on on the album, and I think that like he addressed how like a lot of his fans made comments about it, and he's like, I'm thinking about the future. Like you're in the present. What I also
what's a recession? You know what I mean? Like that's not recession music.
Yeah, so
everyone's out here losing their life savings, and he's making music for the filthy rich vacationing in Europe.
Yeah, so here's my thoughts on it is that like his early music was for like people sitting in their room being emo, and like a lot of it was that like super emotional, like
a young Eric Deluxe.
Yeah, young Eric Deluxe, fake
just
depressed,
sitting, introversion, just thinking.
Yeah,
existential crisis, missing their ex.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but still with like a little bit of like vibe
then there'd be the one record where he's like, "Fuck everybody, I'm the best ever."
Started
like,
from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah. Then you got your one homie anthem, like
yeah,
right. So I just think that it's such a far departure from what people who are his like OG fans like. And so obviously anytime there's change with anything, people don't like it, but I don't know. I listened to it loud in my house and I was like, this is pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I mean, look, I'm not mad at him. Like the guy has done plenty. You can go do whatever the fuck you want. He could go ahead and make like a kid's, Baby Shark, album for all I can. He has afforded himself. He can do whatever he wants. I think I was just bummed because it's not exactly my style. It's fine. Yeah. It's not totally my style. And I thought like Certified Lover Boy was like a little slow and a little singy and like, not straight up my alley. And when I saw that album art and I remember when he surprise dropped If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And
it was so good.
To me, at that time, that album was just so good. And it was just the whole spring we were playing that thing into the summer, that album. And he did the same thing, like, hey, I'm dropping tonight. And it was so good. And so I think I just had a little bit of those same old hopes. And then
I think it's pretty hard for any like creative who like is so like a huge part of like people's youth.
Yeah.
Those people got older, right? And I mean, the rule of thumb is only cater to the youth. If you're in the entertainment business, you should never cater to older people.
Yeah.
Even if you take a brand like Nike only cares about the youth. They're not building product for people with back fucking problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just not their.
You're right.
Not their core.
It's probably smart. But what are sales looking like? Is there projections?
Yeah, it said like 220,000, which
all right, fuck it.
I mean
that's not like crazy, but like it's not Drake top album, but I mean that blows our boy Post Malone out of the water.
Yeah, it blows Post. I think it's like on par with where Kendrick was.
Yeah.
So I'm more curious to see in like a month in Mykonos.
Yeah.
Are they playing Drake along with whatever the It House music is? That to me is the real test.
I think the streams don't last, like the long tail isn't as long, but like I think DJs and I think at those like I think Drake can pull up to his like Euro summer parties and like just be a king.
Like in August, Ibiza residency. Residency.
And he's just a god walking through. The crowd parts, everyone's wearing all white, and it's just I miss you. I miss you.
It's actually really good. I like it.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I mean,
I think when I plugged it into my car, I was leaving dinner. It was like 9:10 on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, Drake album. And I plugged it in and I was expecting something so different.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right. And then when I listened at home loud on all the speakers, I was like, oh, okay. I like it.
Yeah. The TikTok rundown's really funny. Cause like, some people are like, what the fuck is this? Like start over. And then some people are like, you guys don't get it. This shit is next level. Like there's some really funny,
The fighting is so funny on social media of
It's
like
really good.
people shitting on it and people loving it. Like the passion people have for anything.
Yeah.
It's
true.
It's just absolute madness. Like the delusion folks have.
Especially like on TikTok, because when there's a relevant topic like a new Drake album, your take could potentially go viral.
Yeah.
And so you're gunning with your best take. Everyone's fucking Skip Bayless trying to have the best one take. Yeah, so that it'll get reposted on all the blogs and shit. So it is just people going to fucking war.
5 reasons why Drake's album is from the future.
5 reasons why you're too broke to understand Drake's new album.
5 reasons why NFTs won't work because of Drake's new album.
You lost all your Bitcoin and now you don't understand Drake's new album.
5 reasons poor people will never.
Yeah, it's really good. There's a good, maybe we should make like a post. We should make a post that's like a carousel of all the best Drake takes, because there's some really good ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really funny. I mean, I think it was like, it's funny. It's like summer is such a cultural time because of like events and big music albums. So you had Drake come out with his album, which sailed into NFT NYC. That's happening right now, which have a bunch of friends there. Saw the Hundreds pulled off a little stunt today with like protesters outside their pop-up. And they had like
that was them.
Yeah. So it said
smart.
like anti-MetaMasker and
God hates NFTs.
God hates NFTs. Very clever. It went obviously very viral and everyone saw it, but kudos to them for a really good marketing stunt.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Our friend is texting us right now from our friend Gene from NFT NYC's at the Board 8 party. It looks really cool. They clearly spent a lot of money.
Yeah, they did. They're the only ones who have it.
Yeah. but what's interesting is really interesting, like who they picked as like the talent for the first night. LCD Sound System.
Okay.
So again, more like house music type vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Schumer telling jokes.
Weird.
And then Questlove probably DJing the night out.
That makes sense. Amy Schumer to me seems like the weird curveball.
Maybe she owns an ape and
she might own an ape. She might have just done it.
Yeah.
Off of love or something. Have you gotten any reporting back of like the scene? Like what are people wearing? Is everyone rich? Is there like a weird energy in the air?
There's no way they're rich. There's absolutely no chance.
That's I'm confused about. How did everyone even get to New York?
What's funny is like I was reading Twitter on the way here, seeing kids talk about NFT NYC. It sounds like these people were living in a village in India and they just like showed up to a big city. They're like, oh my God, there's pizzas everywhere. Tall buildings everywhere you look.
Well, they were, right? I mean, I feel like these people were mostly like in basements around the country.
I saw a guy posted, I can't believe I rented a car. I'm like, who told you to rent a car in New York City?
Wow.
Like,
okay, that's the type. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want.
Yeah, it's just like it's I'm sure there's plenty of people who own NFTs that have heard of New York City, been to New York City, but I couldn't believe the way people were talking. Like they were holed up in a basement and they just emerged from society.
For sure, that's exactly what I picture.
Yeah,
exactly what I picture is like you were in your parents' basement for the last 2 years. You got rich doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And now you go to New York City and you're just blown away by all the people and the fucking pizza. You rented like a
pizza everywhere. You just walk down the street, there's pizza. They just throw pizza in your face.
You don't even have to Postmate it. It's just there. Your mom doesn't have to make it. It's waiting for you.
You don't have to microwave pizza. You just go out the street. There's guys selling pizza.
Holy fuck. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping we get more of that. Is it over today? Like, was it just for the weekend?
No, it just started.
I think it just started.
Just the whole week. Day.
Yeah.
There's a big David Blaine Tame Impala. That was like the headline of NFT NYC.
I mean, Tame Impala is big, but I mean,
David
I guess the magic of NFTs, it's word zero.
Yeah, David Blaine.
Get rid of your money. Now you see $1 million ape. Now it's
Now
worth
your
zero.
net worth is zero. Oh my God. That's good. That's funny.
But don't you get the sense that the NFT people,
They're delusional.
sure, but it's very similar to crypto, like Bitcoin folks back in 2014 when it hovered around $100, $200 for years, and they just didn't care. They were just like, we're in it.
They're
we're part of this
diehards.
community. It's
You know
like,
who else is like that? The Proud Boys.
what does that mean?
Well, that's
They're
a good
delusional and they think they're making an impact too.
QAnon.
QAnon.
Yeah, but
All subcultures are crazy subcultures are like that.
But like, if you
Yeah.
think about the Bitcoin, you see the pictures from back in the day when Brian Armstrong and Fred were at those like shitty Bitcoin conferences.
yeah, but that's like you can point to a cloud software conference like that. Everything is like that.
Yeah, my point is it like just maybe 10 years from now, we're going to look at NFT NYC and be like,
likely.
wow.
I think we're going to
did
look
it.
at
I
NFT
think most likely.
NYC and be like, man, we sold a lot of pizza to these kids.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing.
Who's footing the
These
bill
kids
for
love
Tame
pizza.
Impala? That can be cheap. Weren't they like Coachella
You have
headliners?
to understand, all of
Think
this
about how much
stuff was
cash
booked.
these guys made.
You're talking Yuga Labs raised $400 million. $400 million.
Yeah.
And they're basically zero tech, all just, it's a content company.
And they
Marketing,
sold
yeah.
so much of those
Yeah.
NFTs that
Okay,
they made
so
so
they
much.
made hundreds of millions of dollars probably with NFTs. They're
They already
400.
booked Tame Impala.
Yeah, they'd already paid
I mean, how
like,
much is Tame
fuck
Impala?
it.
It's 7 figures, right?
probably $1 million easily.
Yeah.
I would
Didn't
assume.
they headline Coachella?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Not this year, but yeah, previously, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe this
That's
year.
$1 million. I bet they already booked it and they made so much fucking cash. They have so much cash probably sitting in
Yeah.
the bank. They're like, fuck it. I mean, their
These
only
things were
job
planned
is to stay
6
relevant.
months ago. Yeah, these things were booked 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It's not like
I
they
just-
booked.
When's
If
the
you were
next
to book it-
NFT week? A year? Is it every year?
It
NFT
sounds
New
like
York.
twice a year because it was
There's-
December.
They'll be at Miami. They'll be in December.
The next one will be the spectacle. Next one, I want to know who's at that one. Because this
Is
is
it-
like everything was already booked.
Soulja
so the
Boy.
next one,
Soulja Boy headlining.
yeah. The next one you have time to cancel. You didn't book it yet. Who shows up to that one?
I think everyone's gonna have to rein it in, right? Because like these are all institutional investors in these businesses, and they're just gonna be like, good, you guys had your fun with your little apes and your little parties. That's enough. Like, stop spending the money.
You would think.
The 100%. I mean, who's Yuga Labs' biggest investor?
Yeah, Andreessen Horowitz.
You think they're gonna, if they?
I don't know. Andreessen Horowitz also, now it's like rumored that Axie Infinity was a big like sham.
Well, we talked
Yeah.
about it last week. It is a sham. It's not rumor.
And Andreessen invested in that too.
Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing. Web3 is, what is that 3 really?
I don't like that it's Sky Mavis.
Yeah. It's Mavis, isn't it?
Mavis, whatever.
Yeah.
Mavis. Just
What, don't you like? You don't like the name?
Taking my
Oh,
son's
Mav.
name down.
Yeah. That's
He's
true.
going to change his name later in life because Axie was a big scam.
Yeah.
What happened to all those farmers that back to farming, huh?
I do think you're
Real
right, though, on
farming.
in the NFT. I mean, look, I think NFT technology probably is good. NFT week in 10 years,
What
you're
is
right.
the
will probably
technology
be-
exactly? Just so I
You
understand.
can tie the blockchain to a
NFT
digital
technology.
good.
No, it's basically, this is what NFTs is. It's
Tell it to me.
basically what Bitcoin solved, where there's no double spend, meaning there's only one of one.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have one picture, there's only one, like similar to like if I don't know, name your biggest artist,
Yeah, I get it.
makes a painting, you know that painting is that painting.
Yeah.
But isn't it,
It's-
just so I understand, isn't it like simply that you can tie like an image or a song or whatever to the blockchain? Isn't that the actual like?
Yeah, exactly.
the
Knowing that it's
technology-
unique. Knowing that it's unique.
Got
Meaning
it,
like
got it.
you can't have like some kid in a basement pretending this is a Bored Ape. Like
Yeah.
you know what a Bored Ape is because it came from the Bored Ape.
And you can look
Is
it
it,
up.
so
And
it's
you
just
can look it up.
code. It's just
Yeah, exactly. It's
the
call it
technology is code.
it was like the Byzantine problem, basically double spend. That's what the innovation of Bitcoin was.
Got it. Well, hey, at least everyone can prove that Their JPEG that's worth nothing is theirs.
Yeah, exactly. I own this. You don't own it.
You don't own this donut. This is mine.
My donut. Yeah, look, I think ultimately, like, that's going to be the problem I have. The real challenge I have with NFT, like anything, like when Bored Ape came out, it felt like it was a scarcity play, and that was really, really cool. Then when you found out anyone can release NFTs, it kind of lost its.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's similar to all these things. Like, the technology works. There's no question about it. It's just, how do we flush out the scammers?
Yeah.
And in a decentralized world, that's really hard.
I also think, like, who knows how this thing, like, comes to light. Maybe you buy a pair of rare Jordans one day and it comes with it an NFT. And, like, you know, like, it seems like they were kind of on the mark, but it was just too crazy. It was just like, fucking Nelk boys, you can, like, yeah, you're a member now. You get fucking whatever, happy dad constantly. Fucking yeah. You know, like, I don't know, just give them something.
It doesn't matter.
Say they're a member, just fucking do it. You know, but I think, like, eventually it'll all work. I mean, not all of it, but you know what I mean? I mean, NFTs, crypto, like, there's places for all this stuff, obviously, but I just, there'll be people there, to your point, Anand, there'll be people there in 10 years that say, I told you so, and they were right, they deserve their credit, and they stuck to it when times were tough.
We're on a text thread with Gene. I don't know if you mentioned.
I already talked about it.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Like, you saw the passion.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
What Ethereum prices are.
Yeah.
He does not care about what ape prices are.
Does he do a lot of drugs?
I don't think so.
Well, that's a good way to not give a fuck.
He's a father. He's a father.
That's a
great father.
You
of
don't know
twins
great
that
fathers ever done.
You don't think,
Tony Yayo.
why do you think they're so great when they're with the kids? Speaking of just content, go.
To me, it's a brand, right? Like, your NFT, you're into. Like, you could, for example, there are people that actually like the Golden State Warriors, right? There's people out there.
I love how you said that. Like,
actually, yeah.
There
are a lot. I get a lot of text messages.
There are actually people
your
out there.
friends are predominantly young Indian males.
Yeah, it's a big Indian young male fandom.
I mean, really?
Yes.
Cool. Warriors are just basically a bunch of Indians.
It would be the biggest social network of all time.
Yes.
Like, is the audience just all young Indians?
Let me tell you, ladies, if you're looking for an young Indian male, you head on over to a Warriors bar.
No,
I'm not even joking. I'm not joking
because I actually experienced this. I was in San Francisco probably 6 weeks ago for our cousin's baby shower.
Yeah.
And I caught the second half of a Warriors game, and I was by myself. My friends weren't ready to meet. And I was like, where can I watch the second half of the
Indian
Warriors game?
Sunday school.
I went to a bar, and it was just a bunch of young Indian males going, Steph Curry!
Oh my God.
He's cooking. Like, literally, it was just insanity.
I'm telling you, if I was...
Listen, young ladies, if you're looking for a future tech CEO...
Yeah, I mean, guys and gals, if you're looking for a young Indian male, you throw on a Steph Curry jersey and walk into a bar.
And just
You're going home with someone.
Yep.
You are going home
cooking.
with someone. You're cooking in the morning.
You know who's taking advantage of this are the players.
Yeah.
Like, Andre Iguodala has a massive venture portfolio.
Yeah.
Because of young Indian males.
I mean, we saw, what's his name? Draymond
Kevin Durant
on All
does.
In.
Yeah, Draymond. Exactly.
Yeah,
Kevin
good for
Durant.
those guys.
Kevin Durant did his little stint, took advantage of all the young Indian males, and has fucking massive venture.
Took advantage of all the young Indian males. Those guys will probably be billionaires in, like, you know, the next couple decades, just from like their Silicon Valley connections.
Speaking of Indian males, it looks like the All In podcast is over.
Is it over?
It's not officially over, but it looks like Jason Kalkanis, the host of the podcast, posted like a heartbreak.
He did.
I tried my best.
I tried my best. I'm sorry I let you down. And you did like because, you know, All In is because they're all poker players, and, you know,
each of them had like a heart, spade,
had like
jack.
spade. It was like the 4, you know, suits.
Wow.
I can't wait for that shoe to drop.
So what are you saying on it? Are you saying there's a shoe?
I'm banking on Praying for Exits is going to give us the scoop.
I think it's money related. It's got to be
So
money
you-
related.
Shout
So
out to praying for
you
exits.
think that there's
Yeah.
a big reason why the pod collapsed
So
that may come to light, is what you're saying.
I don't think. I think when I think about like friends fighting, the political stuff is one thing that will sometimes break friends,
and they
that-
survived that.
They survived that because
They did.
honestly,
And
the
now it's only
most
money.
times I see like that tense of a relationship is because of politics, and then the next would be money. But even money amongst friends, like people get over it. Like
Yeah, I don't know if it's money
Unless
amongst
it's a
friends.
lot of money.
Yeah, or it's
Yeah.
like something happened where, I mean, look, the market's crashed.
Yeah.
There's no like secret about it.
yeah.
These guys are growth tech stock investors.
I mean, they're public market, they're SPACs, they're doing
They're doing all of it.
Solana.
Yeah, Solana's
Yeah, they're
I've been
deep.
screaming from the mountaintop that Solana was
All the areas that got hit the hardest, let's say,
yeah, and
they're all in on.
They're all in on some of the worst stuff.
Yeah, so I mean,
So,
there's
a
no
lot of room
I mean,
for drama.
especially like it's so suspicious. What was it, like 3 weeks post their like conference where they posted like 15 podcasts from the conference, and they
Yeah,
were
but I
like,
just thought like they just had this big conference. Like I thought All In, was going to be like a next big media, like for financial entrepreneur. I thought they were really on the start of like something really big, and now
Here's the reality is, and we know it because doing a podcast, creating content, being consistent is really fucking hard.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, they did it. I think originally, probably out of the pandemic, a bit of boredom, a bit of something to do.
yeah, they said it was like therapy for them.
Yeah, and like everyone, and they're thought leaders in the space, and they created like so much momentum. And unfortunately, like those guys have, fortunately or unfortunately, they have huge personalities and big egos.
Mm-hmm.
So things can go south when the way that they talk, right? Like,
Yeah, when you talk private jets, $5,000 sweaters, everything, when you have that bravado, if something goes south, you can't kind of reconcile that personality.
yeah, if things aren't the way
Right.
they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
but I
Like,
thought they were
everyone's-
besties.
Yeah, I'm not saying they probably could still be best friends, but like,
Then why are they breaking up?
so like, let's say tomorrow Anand got caught for murder.
Got
I'm
caught.
a pretty peaceful guy.
But let's
I've
just
never
say-
been in a fight.
Okay, but let's just
No.
say,
You seem a little
just
dark. There's
lose
some
it one
darkness
day
in
and you just,
There's some anger in there that you
Yeah,
could take
you
out
know,
on an unsuspecting
stab a waiter at
someone like
Rocco's.
panhandling comes a little too close to Mav.
No, I
Yeah.
run. Boom.
So let's just say you murdered someone. That'd be pretty hard to continue the pod.
So are you saying someone on the All In podcast must have murdered someone and got caught?
Because, like, look, because
Like, do you think someone like, are you saying someone maybe did something illegal? Like, what's the comparison you're drawing here?
I think something pretty big has to have happened for them to not do it. That's like publicly embarrassing, maybe.
Got
Yeah, it
bad
has
for
to
their
be-
brands.
Bad for their
To be
brand.
associated with one of them.
Yeah, and maybe they just decided like, hey, we had a nice run. None of us really need this at the end of the day. Like,
Jason is probably sad.
for him, it raised his
Yeah.
profile, but he's still going to be public.
That was
so
big
he-
for Jason.
But I think it catapulted him. He's good.
Yeah,
now.
now
I think
he's-
so
he's
too. But I
made.
think Jason, like that thing going to like conferences and like a very, very important media property, I think Jason, because I think Jason like seems like he wants to be that guy. Like he,
Yeah,
you know,
he
the
wants to
guy's
be the man.
podcasting all day, fucking live on YouTube. Like he wants to be the face.
But I think he will be now because you can't get that anywhere else. So you get him, and he definitely held the show together.
He was a great host.
It's great, and maybe
Yeah,
he does
he was
it
great.
he does similar concepts. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like the other guys, their takes are so risque that like probably don't make it in mainstream media. Like he could end up with a TV show on like CNBC.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think David Sachs is probably bummed out because I'm convinced he was a budding political career. If you notice, most sure, he's really rich and he's a software guy, but like
He could still do that.
he steered to political. But you had this massive base.
Yeah.
Dude, they
But
had
don't you
like,
think if that's the case, if he's thinking that and Sachs and Jason really wants to do it, don't you think they maybe, whoever was the problem, they carry on without or get a new person?
are we doing elimination by
I'm just
Okay, we
saying.
know it's not free. We know it's not Freeberg.
saying,
So,
you never
you
know
know,
about that Freeberg.
process
I'm just
by
saying.
elimination.
I'm just saying. Wouldn't you like if it meant that much to them? Couldn't they just swap out?
No, you
They
can't
probably
swap
don't
it
want
out.
to do that to their homie.
Yeah, he looks really bad if Chamath's not on the podcast anymore. But I mean, you guys are beating around the bush.
I didn't say anything. I left. The
I mean,
totally
just look at the
open.
math, right?
No,
just
no.
look at SPACs. They're down 90%. Let's just
The
be clear.
Chamath.
Look, I left Friedberg totally open. He's into
I'll tell
viral
you-
stuff. Maybe he started COVID. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that either. But
He could have been at the Wuhan lab.
I'll tell you, I did watch the Warriors game. He is one of the owners of the
He
Warriors.
sold a stake.
Oh, he did.
I heard.
Wow.
Recently?
That's why he doesn't talk about the Warriors anymore.
Why did he sell it? Did he sell it after the?
I don't know. He does
was it
not
after the
own-
China thing? Because he already had some. When he had the China, like what he said, like I'm going to be honest, nobody cares about the Uyghurs. Remember that?
That's right. I don't know exactly when, but he does not. He's not an owner of the Golden State Warriors.
Wow. Okay. Well, listen.
Because he used to be courtside for all the games and used to tweet. Like, he would have put an obnoxious tweet out like, 4 rings. Like, done
Oh,
the
yeah,
staff
you're right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Has he communicated anything since Jason's tweet?
Nobody
No.
has.
Sachs is tweeting some political shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty big because, I know a lot of our listeners listen to it.
Yeah.
I kind of recently got turned off just because it was similar to the feedback we got early last year about politics, which we've steered clear from.
Yeah, shut up and dribble.
Yeah, you don't want to hear politics. Shut up and talk. Try to be funny once in a while and talk about crypto and Drake and whatever.
Just make
You gotta
funny
know your
Drake
lane,
voices.
bro. Yeah,
Drake.
exactly.
Stick to that.
You gotta know your lane, right?
Yeah.
And I never listened to those guys for politics, right? Because similar to what people say,
And-
you are out of touch.
I will say early on, they were actually the best because I don't think they realized how big they were.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were actually just smaller and they actually gave their opinions on the markets, economy. And then they realized they got too big and kind
It
of held
changed.
everything close to the chest.
Yeah.
And you thought you were getting a filtered version, because, they could move markets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you see billionaires talking about their positions and whatnot. And then when you get too big, you can't be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious
well,
to hear what actually happens. It'll come out. Everything always comes out. And so,
Can I tell you, my man Charlie Rose is back.
oh wow,
He's
where?
back. He
He
back.
has a Ray Dalio interview that he just posted on his
Where are
website.
those going? Is he just posting them himself?
It's on his website. He posted a clip on Instagram, and then
Yeah.
I went on the website. It was a June 2022 interview with
Mhm.
Ray Dalio.
He had another one recently that hit my radar. I forget who it was, and then I realized it was him. And yeah, he's back.
Yeah, it was
These creeps are creeping back.
Yeah, you creep out, you creep back.
he
You
did
know,
his time.
sit on the bench
Did
for a
he?
little bit, cool off.
2017 and 2022.
What was his
sideline.
crime again? He had a robe. He was just
He
a creepy
takes
dude.
his towel off when women were in his hotel room.
Okay, look, not ideal, but hey, you sit out for a while and you can
5
interview
years
Ray
for
Dalio
towels.
again. Yeah, there's a 5-year benching for towels, and then you get to interview Ray Dalio. It's fine. Post it on your website, whatever.
Oh my god!
Did you guys see, by the way, the I don't know if we have anything Biden related, but
Yeah, we saw it.
The bike?
the bike, but the Donald Trump post.
of him holding the bike?
No, Donald Trump posted himself driving a golf ball, and then the ball flies, and then it hits Joe Biden in the head, and he falls over on the bike.
I saw that.
I mean, so as someone that used to ride a clipped-in bike,
Yeah.
I get it. I've fallen too.
I
Why
know.
is the president?
No one thinks about that though. No one.
Yeah, who
everyone
cares?
just thinks he tipped over. They don't. People aren't. Most people
Yeah,
aren't
'cause you
thinking
could see
he
the
was
clip.
clipped in. I've been clipped in.
I've fallen plenty of times, clipped in. It's fucking hard if you don't know how to take the clip off all the time. This guy's an old man. I was falling.
What
in
percentage
my
of
20s.
Americans have clipped into a bike before? 4%?
1%.
Less than 1%.
Who?
Okay.
I mean, you have a nice ass bike if you're clipped in.
Yeah, it's a 4-figure
thousands
bike.
of dollars.
Okay, so everybody else thinks he just fell off a bike.
Yeah, he's just an old man just seen how fell off a bike.
I mean,
Poor guy.
biking, first of all, is super dangerous.
Yeah, why is he?
We've all done this, and we've all decided never to bike again.
Yeah, I mean, we were on a crazy 60-mile bike ride when a mutual friend of all of ours, literally,
Is he a friend?
sure,
He's a mutual contact of all
mutual
of us.
contact. The drama was very close to as well. Literally, we saw him like crack his neck.
No, he shattered his collarbone
Yeah.
on Robertson, and I
On
had to take him
Robertson.
to Cedars.
Yeah.
Why am I blanking on who that is?
But leave that out.
Oh, shit. Definitely an acquaintance. Yeah, fuck biking, man. Do you think that they just huddled up in the White House and they're like, okay, we got to make Joe look
Active.
like he's young, he's active, he's still got it. What's the safest thing we can do? And they
Yeah.
I think
chose
Secret Service
clip-in
is
biking.
Secret Service is out to lunch. How are you letting a 78-year-old man bike with the clip bike with cameras?
That was a setup. That was probably the old Secret Service that secretly still likes Trump. And they're like, I know what we'll do.
You know what they should have done is those like big adult tricycles where you have like your kid in the background and you're just
Oh,
gonna
he's like in the wagon.
him and Hunter
around.
Biden just like
I mean, have you seen the I mean, I don't even want to, I mean, Barron Trump. Do you see how tall this guy
this guy's
is?
Yao Ming.
It went viral.
Oh,
a
is he?
picture of Barron Trump.
There's a picture of him doing two
He's just
thumbs up
huge
like his
now?
dad. He is the biggest
And
kid
you
ever.
know that photo's from a year ago.
so
That was a year Mother's Day ago, and it went viral on Father's Day.
so he's the Manute Bol of the Republican Party.
He might be.
Imagine if he
I mean,
plays
I hate
basketball.
like
How old is he,
talking about
16?
a 15-year-old kid, but like the dude's a giant.
Yeah, I wonder if he poops.
What? What
What does that mean?
I wonder if he hoops.
Oh, hoops. I think I said poops.
You said
No.
poops. I swear to God, you said
swear you
poops.
had
No, I said hoops.
Leave that in so that we can let the audience decide. 'Cause I swear to God.
You thought I said if he poops?
You said, I wonder if he poops. I swear to God.
I meant hoops.
It's a hot topic in my fantasy football chat. Barron Trump.
Imagine if he got in the NBA.
What if he's in the NBA just balling, dunking over?
Balling. That'd be sick. Well,
Yeah.
do we have
He's
anything Biden to
dunking
talk
like
about?
all lives matter.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Speaking of children, famous children, did you see that Elon Musk's son has filed to change gender and name and is like in order, well, I don't think strictly in order to do this, but sort of like parting ways with Elon. No longer cool, switching gender and name, whole new person.
So,
What do you think?
yeah. So changing the last name and the first name, I think. The first name is now Vivian.
Oh, so son was a son, now is a
Yep.
daughter.
Yeah, and looks like wants to change last name as well and wants nothing to do. So the new name is Vivian Jenna Wilson.
Okay.
And she also has a twin named Griffin.
That's
That's
boy.
crazy. It's a boy.
And Elon didn't like post or talk about this at all, right?
No, I don't think I'm going to talk about it. I think it's a tough topic.
I mean, it's in complete contrast with his boy DeSantis now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a tough jam there.
The Republican Party that he just joined is not gonna like this.
Welcome that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about like, when I read that, I was just like, here's this person, Elon Musk, who is like obviously leaning right these days. He has, I believe, 6 children.
Definitely 5. I don't know if it's 6.
I thought it was 6.
Maybe
He's really
it's-
living all this like
your population
Underpopulation
thing.
fear.
That's what he
tweeted that. He's like, I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. And he had posted something yesterday about all his kids and how much he loves all of them. And then this happens hours later. So
The right wing, if you look at the opinionists, Clay Travis, DeSantis, they're very anti-trans.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is like very conflicted with who
But let me
Elon
ask
is
you,
now
are
being
they-
a part of.
Just because I don't really know, are they like straight up anti-trans, or are they like anti,
Talking about it.
like young people transitioning and like the sort of aggressive, like are they complete, like are they anti-Caitlyn Jenner is my question.
No, so I don't think they're anti-trans. I know trans people may feel differently. I think they're anti. What I think it feels to them is that when you go to school today, they're shoving it in your face, and they don't want.
They're against basically anyone talking about it publicly.
Got it. Which is
specifically to children.
Children and adults, sports, everything. You name it.
So the federal swim board or whatever it's called
oh yeah, I saw that.
banned the what's her name,
Leah Thomas, yeah.
Leah Thomas from participating in whatever the national, whatever, I don't know if it's a global swim federation, whatever it's called.
Well, here's what happened, I think, is that they are the like global swim like rule setters, and they said that anyone post puberty or
Post 12, right?
12,
Yeah.
post puberty or post 12, whichever comes first, can't transition and be
Compete.
on the other sport. But it, I guess the jury's still kind of out on whether the NCAA accepts. Like, I think they can just say, all right, we're not going by that.
Got it. So that's NCAA, but I guess the Olympics, what would they say?
I think they probably follow. I have no idea, but I'm guessing that's where it kicks in.
Yeah.
But NC2A is where she's just cleaning house, right? What? Am I right?
Yeah, she is.
Isn't she just fucking everybody up over there?
But I mean, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole because it's not worth our time. More importantly, like, how does Elon address this?
He doesn't. He won't address it. I guarantee you, he never addresses it.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can win that one. He's
But
just,
by
he's
the
not
way,
dumb.
it's your
he's,
child. It's your
he's silly,
child.
but he's not stupid. I think he knows he can't win that one.
Yeah, and it's his kid. He's not gonna address it.
It must be tough being Elon's kid. I mean, you know, like I'm sure it's just
Especially,
like
like,
any other
this-
like billionaire who's not
she's-
around, but
Yeah, she's also 18 years old, so she's like fully aware of what's going on. It's like an 8-year-old has no idea what's going on.
Right.
plus,
But
like,
an
imagine if imagine if she, you would think that she does. Imagine if she leans like super left and like, like your dad, you would hate your dad at 18 if you have that sort of leaning.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, moving on. What do we want to talk about next? It's all burning up. Have we mentioned that yet? Everything's red. Tomorrow's a new day. We got the day off for the holiday today from seeing the disaster, but we're essentially in a recession. Costs to finance new cars are going up.
Yeah, so
It's
I think
all a
the
mess.
most interesting data point that I recently saw was that bookings this month have gone down 2.3% from the previous month.
Bookings for what?
Air
trips
flights.
yeah.
Yes, air travel. So that's the first sign that, like, okay, the prices have gotten out of control and people are affecting their behavior based on it. So apparently prices have gone up 11%, or overall airfare has gone up 11% since 2019. Because basically 2020 and 2021, there's
Right.
nothing going on.
That makes sense.
So I think
That's a terrible combo, man. Like, prices are going up and people are booking less.
and the other big data point was that overall drop in spending with car sales dropping 4%. So that's the biggest challenge. That there's obviously been this insane demand for cars, which I still can't understand why, like, everyone needs a car at the same time. But
Yeah.
all these people wanted cars, couldn't get them, and the prices were going way over sticker. So that demand has fallen. There's now clear evidence that the housing market is cooling. That obviously the first thing to drop last month was applications for mortgages. Now you're seeing prices and homes stay on the market longer. The next step is obviously prices will go down. I know people in real estate were like, "They'll never go down." Real estate, no, it's going down. Yeah, it's going down. Everything is
what's up
going
with those
down.
chips. Remember, there was just chip shortage for the last 2 years. I wonder what's up with the chips. Plenty of
I don't
chips.
know. I
It's
walked
done.
into our warehouse today. I saw more chips than I've ever seen in my life. I saw Lay's. I saw these kettle chips.
Wow,
I saw
chips everywhere.
Yeah.
Chip inflation.
And by the way, I tried a few of the flavors. Pretty good.
Any standouts?
The classic Lay's is just tough to beat.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
They do all these jalapeno and this barbecue. It's just
But rents are rising. That's
because you can't buy a home.
Yeah, you can't buy a home, so you just pay more for your.
Well, there's a viral clip of that one apartment in New York City that had 100 people waiting in line.
Yeah.
Oh, our country is falling apart. Okay, let me take you to an apartment listing in LA that's in the heart of the city, and there's no one fucking there. So everyone used the one clip. They could have been. It could have been giving out free popsicles, and that's why the line was long. No one actually verified that's a rent line.
You have no idea. You have
No idea. It literally be like, hey, everyone in unit 363 is giving out free cherry popsicles. Come by.
Yeah.
And everyone be like, the fall of civilization.
It's all over.
It's all over.
Yeah. I agree. What about Anand? What about, well, did you have more on that?
No.
What about crypto, Anand? What's going on? Do you want to just give us the full rundown? We got a couple topics here.
No, I think.
What are we at? 20K?
Yeah, 20K and change. Ethereum.
You're not sweating.
1100. No.
He doesn't mind if it goes to $50.
I'd buy a shit ton if it went to $50.
If Bitcoin went to 50, you're still buying.
I would buy unlimited amounts
What price
That's
would
lower
you?
than what was the original Bitcoin price for you?
in the hundreds.
So you would buy it, you'd be down 50%.
What about $1? What about $1? Like, when do you give up hope?
Ethereum,
Ever?
I started buying never $8 to $10. That's when I started buying Ethereum.
Ethereum's at $8. You're a buyer.
Yeah,
and Bitcoin at 50.
I mean, it sounds like
You
$11
pick up
is
a lot of
profitable.
ETH.
What?
Pick up a lot of ETH at $8.
Okay. So let's say it goes from 8
You
to
don't need to
7.
spend that much money. It's cheap. Like, I mean, think
So
about
then
what
if
you
it goes
spend.
to
Think about what you spend at like dinner at Delilah. Just put in ETH.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. ETH hits $8 next week. Okay, you're a big buyer.
Huge.
Okay,
Whale.
the following week it hits 4. Are you still
buy more.
buying? You're still buying.
Wow.
At what point does it have to
Zero.
hit 0?
You really have diamond hands, huh?
Yeah.
Let me see those
So
hands.
if it's at, you know how like Luna was like 0.00001,
Yeah.
you're still buying because it's not technically 0.
Yeah.
I'm not buying Luna. I'm buying Ethereum.
But if Ethereum is that 0.0001,
yeah, I'd buy a ton.
you'd buy what, $1 billion? Because that'd be what, $4 at that point.
You'd be like one of the Doge guys.
Yeah, Doge guys.
I'm
on the
six
I
bill.
own
billion.
3.7 billion Dogecoins. yeah. Okay, so what's happening? I mean, Binance is buying the dip? Is that what's happening?
So over the weekend, Bitcoin hit like 17K. I think Ethereum maybe 800. I forget.
No, 900.
900. And it was basically this like what seemed to be a free fall. And I thought this was a pretty seminal moment in crypto, that it's almost become too big to fail, because you have so many big people that are incentivized to keep a price similar to what the Federal Reserve does with the stock market. When shit starts crashing, they just like pump all this money in and make sure it holds.
Mm-hmm.
And Binance, I think, bought $2 billion worth of Bitcoin over the weekend to basically hold the price. And there's a rumor FTX, that guy Sam that I talked about in the last episode, he put out a statement that there's so many just evangelists in the space that have so much capital that they're just like, we're not letting this keep going down. And as long as there's a floor similar to any asset price, like, what's an asset worth? It's worth what someone's willing to pay for. Doesn't matter if it's a stock, a home, an NFT, crypto, a bottle of water, gasoline. Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever someone's willing to pay, that's what the price is. And I think crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, have hit a point where there's too many people that have so much capital involved, invested, and on the sidelines that believe in the space that there's a floor. Whether it holds at 20K for 6 months, 3 months, 2 weeks, and it goes to 30, I don't know. But I mean, this is pretty big.
Here's my thing. I think it is big, but I also think it doesn't mean it can't go lower. Like there are plenty. If you look at the size of the market cap of Bitcoin now, it is, let's see here, it's 390 billion. Okay. We saw Facebook go from 1 trillion to 400 billion like that. We've seen mega market cap companies get absolutely crushed in the last coming months. So with that being said, if the stock market continues to decline, then crypto will go with it. There's no amount of money that can fight the Fed. That's what we're learning. That's the saying that like Wall Street people always say, you should never fight the Fed. You always lose that battle. So yes, it was a good big moment on the weekend, but if the Fed comes out and let's say overly aggressively, rises interest rates over the next 3 months, everything's going to shit no matter what. There's nothing. Crypto won't hold. Stocks won't hold. Real estate won't hold.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure from a growth tech perspective, unless you're just a shitty company and you don't have anything to show for, you've gotten your medicine. And I think any aggressive movements by the Fed is actually a net positive to the stock market, at least for the risk assets. Basically, risk assets just want...
Kathy Wood came out and said, like, if they do another 75 basis and then raise again after that, she's like, you're putting the whole country at risk.
I think two things the stock market wants. They want inflation down and they want clarity on the Fed. And once you get those two things, the stock market will go up, regardless of what happens to unemployment.
No, of
recession.
Course. But inflation is very tied to oil.
Yeah.
Which doesn't look like it has any relief anytime soon.
They're talking about taking the gasoline tax off, so that would lower
18 cents.
18.4 cents.
That's nothing.
You
gotta like
Biker Joe's heading to
he'll figure this out.
I hope he's not biking there.
He'll ride up to the palace. Like, come on, guys, come on. It's me, Joe.
I just don't know if there's enough. I read this article, I don't know if this is true, that Russia is just net exporting more oil.
Oh, they're just
the ruble's
rolling in
stronger
cash.
than ever.
Yeah.
Like everything is on up and up.
It appears
This war was the best thing that happened to them.
Best thing that ever happened to them.
They played their cards right. I cannot believe this. They went from like economic sanctions to this and that to like.
Yeah.
Were they playing chess or is this just fluked into it?
Fluke.
It's got to be a fluke, but worked out perfectly.
They're net up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. It's embarrassing.
They're clearly not concerned about their people.
And even their oligarchs have all kind of quieted.
Because the money's flowing again.
Money's flowing. I bet the money's flowing. They're like, listen, we're going to get this all cleared up. You'll have 2 yachts. Once you get your one back, we'll get you another one.
Yeah, because there are yachts that have been seized.
How did all those people make their money? It's oil. Most of those people come from oil, natural resources, which are a shortage in the world.
They've just figured out the loophole by now. They're still in Europe. They're playing that new Drake album. They got the second yacht. They're fine.
Can you tell Putin? Honestly, never mind.
What was your Drake take?
We talked about it.
I know.
I know. We don't want to repeat it to the.
The long story short of my Drake take was.
Yeah, you see it. It's not. I don't think it's fair to the people that are listening.
Okay, yeah.
I showed up 10 minutes late. Sorry.
Okay, so and then also the news in crypto, the big news is that like 8 months ago they launched a Bitcoin ETF. That was a big news then. Now in the current market they are launching a short Bitcoin ETF this week.
It launches tomorrow. Curious to see how much volume it gets. Biddy, BITI.
Charlie Munger's probably chomping at the bit.
Old Charlie's in there. Yeah, I'm curious too. I don't think. I don't know. Don't take your investment advice from me, but that doesn't seem like a smart buy. Like I think it's pretty rough, and I think it definitely could go down more. But I don't know. Do you really want to short Bitcoin over the long term?
No, I mean, these ETF shorts are not meant for long term.
They're looking for a quick come up.
Yeah, it's a quick come up.
Get it down to 15.
Get out.
What's your big S&P short that you used to do during the pandemic?
Oh, yeah.
Me and Taylor?
Yeah.
SPXU?
What's it at now?
That's it.
I mean, it's booming.
Are you back in business, though? Or did
I sold that fucking 2 years ago. I was getting creamed on it.
That might have been a good play.
Let's see. Last 3 months?
$22, not that high.
Yeah, but
I feel like you guys were down at 22. I feel
but
like
they did like a split. It's at a 52-week high. They split.
Okay.
They're 50% over the last 2 months.
Oh, here's the Biden story. I knew we had a Biden story. Biden, pedaled on over to the port of Los Angeles. He's sick of shipping cost. This is what's causing inflation. And don't worry, the ripoff is over.
It's over.
So we got this all handled. We fixed shipping. We fixed the economy. All good. Let's go bike around.
The Senate passed a version of the Ocean Shipping Reform Act of 2022.
Nice.
Now, Biden is expected to sign the bill into law. And basically, it's a piece of legislation to crack down on skyrocketing shipping costs. It is being told that there was I forgot the number here. I think it's like some staggering number that was made on shipping. 190 billion in profit last year. That's what Joe Biden said was made on shipping profits, which is fucking insane if that's real.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a good business to be in over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I talked to someone who's big into that world and said freight bookings for Q3 and Q4 are way down.
Gotta be.
And capacity's up.
Capacity's finally starting to get up.
So prices are going to collapse.
Yeah, so a container that was $20,000 in November, December is now $8,000. We used to pay $1,500 for that container.
Mm-hmm.
So it still has a ways to go.
Yeah.
But you could easily see it down to $4,000 or $5,000, call it in the next 3-4 months. Problem is the oil prices are still high, so that affects it. But you can, and to the person who's in the freight industry said there's been a huge manufacturing growth in actually making containers as well. So there's going to be plenty of supply. So it'll just be up to the freight companies to lower the price to match demand.
And there's increased expansion of the ships.
Yeah.
By 30% in the next 18 months.
I feel like everybody's problem right now is too much inventory. It seems like it's just going to completely collapse. You're going to now they're going to have too much inventory. They're going to have all these new containers, all these new.
I'm going to be selling the excess ships to Russian oligarchs.
They might need them.
Yeah, they might need them. They got plenty of money now. So just put it in their French name. Ferdinand.
That's not French.
It's Spanish.
Francois.
I was thinking ships. That's my problem. Ferdinand Magellan.
Well, you're just thinking what? Santa Maria. And
yeah, the Nina and the Pinta. Sell them. Okay. Hey, how about this one? Revlon. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Well, chapter 11, right?
Yeah.
So Revlon, mega, obviously makeup company. I mean, it's Revlon. It's just one of those companies that you expect to sort of have it figured out forever. And it sounds like the new age. You got Kylie Cosmetics, you got Jeffree Star, you got everyone under the sun with these very successful makeup. Fashion Nova just launched a makeup brand. Yep. Revlon didn't pivot quick enough, it sounded like, and they went to the old chapter 11. They
had $3 billion in debt. Their sales fell 50% in 2020.
Isn't beauty supposed to be hot? What's going on?
I just think they're old and boring.
Yeah,
as
I mean,
fuck.
look,
Everyone's
I think
buying Kylie and shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this article is saying, that beauty is one of those categories that got infused with so many brands and so many interesting products. And think about it, like even just thinking about what Kylie did, Rihanna did, those are just two people. Do you know how many subcategories and other beauty businesses that have emerged that are now multi-billion-dollar businesses that didn't exist before? And what does Revlon mean? Revlon doesn't mean anything, and they're a suite of brands to the consumer. Like, it doesn't mean anything to young people, at least.
I think young people also didn't grow up with just one beauty brand. I was told by a friend who was like, "Oh, I'm always a MAC girl."
Yeah.
And I don't think someone who's 22 grows up like that.
Yeah. I was even looking at my
And
wife's...
The friend is my age, so obviously older, not
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, I was even looking at my wife's like just counter. She's constantly changing brands. Like, she's not loyal to one brand. If someone else comes out with better product, you're moving on. Whereas I think back in the day, like, think about it. I've been using the same exact aerosol right guard since I was 16.
Yeah.
Same scent.
You need to
Yeah.
be disrupted.
I'm the
I
same
can't
way.
be.
Someone needs to
I'm
disrupt
impossible
your
to
ass.
disrupt it. There's zero chance
Yeah,
of you
fucking
disrupting
The
me.
Rock came out with some hot D2C, fucking easy to apply, no parabens. Bam, you're
No.
on it. Rock
I
your
don't care.
pits.
First of all, I want aerosol. I don't want
Yeah, you can do
fucking
that.
sticking. No one wants to do aerosol anymore. Good old fashioned spray.
Yeah, I feel
That is
like you're
true.
ruining the climate.
Shh.
Yeah, why is that? Why is that?
Yeah,
Why did
it's,
aerosol? Why is it out?
I mean, got a bad rap.
Because
It's
of
like
the climate?
straws. Yeah.
Ah.
It's
You-
the
I mean, of
straws
all the
of
things
sprays.
going on, we're worried about the D's aerosol. Like, that's what did it.
Yeah.
We were all
It's-
good.
It's not the fossil fuels we're
No.
burning into the atmosphere. It was the deodorant
It
spray
was
cans.
all those guys with their deodorant spray cans
It's
finally
like
made
a-
its way to the ozone. Well, I mean, it's what happens when you don't pivot. And I would imagine that, like, you know, they probably just got smacked over COVID, because I'm guessing like makeup sales must have just been horrendous.
Yeah,
and if they were already
definitely.
struggling, whatever, they'll restructure. I mean, I'm sure. Who knows?
They just got
They're not going
$575 million to restructure. They're going to be fine.
They're fine.
I think
Hey, what
beauty
about-
beauty just went a little too nuts. Meaning, thinking about how many beauty brands there were
Yeah.
that went like D2C, and it's just there's only so much makeup people can buy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. And you can't even, I mean, all the hottest, like, I would say makeup is done really well. Like, there's now so many people doing it really well with huge influencers. It'd be tough. I'm really curious to hear. I'm sure they'll do well, but I'm curious to hear what happens with Fashion Nova Beauty over the next like year.
I bet you it works because it's priced right.
Yeah, I bet it will.
It's the price. Like, it's just perfectly fit.
Speaking of all these things, what's going on with Dollar Shave Club? Dollar Shave Club sold to Unilever as kind of the big, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, it was like one of the big, like,
I think it was the biggest.
DTC exit. You know, it was like they did it. They built the DTC company. They got the exit to Unilever, the dream.
All off a fucking commercial.
Off of
Not even a commercial, a YouTube video.
YouTube video.
Yeah, they were early. They did it. So they exited for $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Okay.
And I remember when I saw their financials, so Business Insider posted an article about it today. And then Moiz Ali, who founded a deodorant company called Native, really great if you're into DTC, follow him on Twitter. He's really funny, but he also actually has really good insights. He, posted some highlights from the article. And one of the things that I noticed when I first saw it is that Dollar Shave Club was spending customer acquisition cost, assuming the lifetime value of the customer was at least 5 years.
That's tricky.
What? I mean, like, think about the business. Like, an insurance company could assume 5 years.
But how don't you sniff that out in your diligence?
So, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you're
Unilever, you have your CMO saying, we don't resonate with the youth.
with the
You
millennials.
know what the youth are doing? Dollar Shave Club in that dumbass commercial. That's really what
I love YouTube. Who cares
And
about
yeah.
5-year LTV? Have you
cares if
seen
they're
YouTube? Yeah.
That's honestly what happens.
Yeah, they had FOMO that they
It was
were
also
missing
early.
out. It was early. It was we're not connecting with the youth.
Man, if you were D2C 2015 to 17, you could have just made a bag.
So I would say the biggest winners of D2C, like, because it's basically in a different world now. It's never going to be back to that era. I would say Dollar Shave Club was one. Movement one. Rothy's just had a huge exit 6 months ago.
Jet.com. The
Jet.com.
business didn't even work.
Yeah, at least these guys sold
They
shit.
sold for $3.5 billion.
Yeah, like think about all of there's call it like a dozen that got these.
And then if like
Yeah.
I don't want to grave dance and say the names, but if you heard the names and the offers that were rumored that they had that they didn't take,
yeah,
Yeah.
was insanity.
Yeah. I
Of,
bet
like,
there was a
some of the-
lot of that.
Biggest names that you can think of.
like
and
Casper.
some of the biggest names that you can think of.
And there he goes dancing. D loves to dance.
I'm a big dancer. You
Yeah,
see me
there's
out
a
at
lot of
night, I'm
that.
dancing.
There's a lot of that. There's so much
No,
of that.
because similar to Unilever, Target wanted to do this. Estee Lauder wanted to do this. They were just going after like everything that was just like, oh, we're losing the millennial customer.
But you know what? If those companies had bought them at the right price, I think it would have worked.
No, but the price wasn't right.
No,
at
no.
the time.
But if Dollar Shave was sold for cheaper, and I went to
Think about
Target,
it,
Dollar Shave Club's in Target.
so
But
I
Dollar
think
Shave
that-
never would have done that. They at that time they thought like, no, we're probably worth $5 billion. What
we
just
had a little
happened?
accident.
I just
You
knocked
just dancing
some
on
shit
graves over there or what?
down. Yeah, karma. The karma hit. My karma is so fucking instant. It's
Well, at
so
least we got
crazy.
it out of the way.
So I like put my hand up and your trophy just came crashing down on me.
On your head.
Yes.
Okay, well now the karma's out of the way. You're all good.
Yeah.
But you know, at the time, I bet Dollar Shave Club probably contemplated selling for that. They
An
probably thought they
IPO.
were worth way more.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the only one, like the right example of how this actually worked out was what Al Catterton did with Honest Company.
That's not right for Honest though.
It was right for the business. Now the business works.
Yeah, but it's not the outcome.
It wasn't the outcome for the investors of Honest or the employees, but to actually figure out how to make a business work, it's like, hey, we probably don't need 80 engineers when we sell
Diapers.
diapers.
Yeah.
I don't know. The company's only worth $245 million. I don't think it worked. I think that's incorrect.
What do you think they wanted?
Well,
like
but I mean, it's also what was the stock
$5
worth a
billion
year ago?
diaper
Because think
business.
about the whole market's down.
It was 7x. So it was
Yeah.
worth 1.5.
So think about any
Two
company.
billion, yeah.
Any company was down 7x.
Not any company. Apple's not down 7x.
I mean, anyone that's not a Fortune, 100 company.
Look, I think these companies would have been great if they've been acquired by the right people at the right time. I think an omni-channel strategy could have worked.
But how
Totally
does
think.
Dollar Shave Club not work out for Unilever? Like, what better partnership do you need?
But here's the problem is that, like, think about it from this perspective. Today, what does Dollar Shave Club mean? It means nothing.
What do you think is worse,
That's true.
shit coins or D2C?
D2C, shit coins are it's complete fraud.
Yeah.
At least you got a
At
fucking,
least you get like a fucking shaving kit.
yeah, that's true. At least you have something.
You can physically get it.
Yeah.
Shit coins is literally like
no, from an investor standpoint, not like the actual product that they sold.
I would say
That's hard to
D2C.
tell.
because
Yeah,
at least you
D2C
get
is more of a letdown. You mean?
you get a discount code for your friends.
I don't know.
Hey, like these-
Shitcoins, you have a chance. I mean, maybe not anymore, but you had a chance to really come up off of thin air.
Yeah.
You have to manage a fucking business over here.
Yeah.
Shitcoins, you don't got to do anything. You just got to fucking doge, just post memes. Come rocket. Yeah, I don't know. It's, I do agree though. It seemed like maybe part of the issue here is really great marketing at the time, but not actually a great brand. Like, do people actually care about Dollar Shave Club as a brand, or did they just do really good marketing and hack growth marketing?
Here's where I struggle. Everyone likes to throw the word brand around.
Mm-hmm.
Very few categories are consumers like extremely brand loyal. So I think they've shown with your phone with Apple, because of all basically they've integrated into your whole life. You have to have an Apple iPhone. There's a status to it, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think in footwear, thanks to Nike, it matters what you wear. Like your brand, that's it. Like, it's crazy that like your pants could be worth $20 and no one cares. But if you wear like a generic pair of shoes, it's noticeably visible that you are not wearing a brand.
But let me just ask you a question, because I'll give you an exact comparison. Don't you think that the Gillette brand is much more recognizable and trusted? And not that it's like supreme, like, oh, you got that Gillette razor, or like you don't have Gillette, you're broke. But don't you think that there's a higher trust in the brand of Gillette than there is in Dollar Shave Club?
Yes. So I'll give you the perfect comp. And maybe that's because we're older and we grew up on seeing Michael Jordan or whatever use a Gillette in his commercial or whatever.
Or like Hanes underwear.
Yeah. So like, for example, my underwear is Hanes.
Trust it.
My
trust
deodorant, it's trusted. Michael Jordan.
Your deodorant's a perfect example.
Right Guard.
You just trust it.
I trust Right Guard. I'll tell you another example. I went this weekend to Rite Aid to buy batteries, and I saw two sections of batteries.
I hope you went Duracell.
Rite Aid,
better be Duracell.
private label, and I saw Duracell. And Duracell was substantially more expensive.
Yep.
And I went on a cost-cutting spree this weekend.
Yep. So you said, I'm going to treat myself with some Duracell.
And I said, you know what? Give me those 9 volts, and I want the Duracell.
Give me the bunny. But that's real. To
that's
me,
Energizer.
That's real brand. Like,
yeah.
Like, I think like Jordan and Nike and that is like a different type of brand. That's like, it's like less of that's more of like a class thing, or like what that does for my self-esteem.
Yeah. So
that's more a trust. Like if you had Dollar Sweat Club, the new hottest deodorant, you're not switching off your fucking Right Guard.
No, there's nothing. I don't give a fuck who comes out with deodorant. I'm never switching from Right Guard.
There you go. That's brand loyalty.
Never. Not out of my cold, dead hands.
Dead armpits.
You take my aerosol fucking spray out of my hands.
That's
Isn't it funny that
trust.
Like the best athletes in the world in the 90s were hawking McDonald's, and we just thought they were eating that.
You know what's funny is Kobe in one of these books, like he was eating it.
He's a
they
big
literally
In-N-Out
talk
guy.
about like before the games, he would go grab In-N-Out or McDonald's because he didn't eat enough or something. Like what the fuck? I think even they didn't know. I think some athletes still eat McDonald's, but to be honest with you, I think that even they at the time didn't really.
No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone knows.
You don't think what?
I don't think anyone knew then. No chance.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You think that they were still eating it is what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think so.
They were hawking McDonald's because that was their favorite meal.
McDonald's
Shaq was crushing Big Macs.
Think about it. They go from a
and
Happy Meal, drink 60 grams of sugar in their Gatorade,
and then win a title.
For sure. They were. Anyway, that's why I think that was just my point was I think that they really did a great job at hacking growth marketing. I don't think they actually built like a strong brand.
No, and I don't even think they did a really good job because they didn't make money. If you did a really good job, you would have made money.
That's what makes sense. If you walk into a store, it's not $1. You're not part of any club. You're just buying the fucking razor. This makes no sense. All that makes sense here is I'm shaving.
It's a rough name. It's a rough name at retail.
Yeah.
Because it's not $1 and there's no club.
No, it's silly.
you might be able to shave.
You can shave. I can guarantee that, but that's about it. What's up with Klarna? They got some rough hand here.
Yeah. So Klarna 6 months ago was.
So for the listeners, if you don't know, buy now, pay later program online.
Yep. 6 months ago was worth $46 billion. 1 month ago, it was worth $32 billion.
Did they raise at 46?
Yes, they raised at 46, and then they cut their valuation, probably for purposes of employee stock.
Yeah.
They now are raising money, rumored, at $15 billion.
Should be 4.
Wow. This is to Anand's point of you're worth whatever someone's willing to pay for it, huh?
So here's the biggest challenge. They're seeing record defaults in buy now, pay later. And this, bear in mind, is 6 weeks. In that 6-week period of the 4 installments, they're seeing defaults. That's very, very scary if you're a consumer business, if they're seeing that kind of data.
Yep.
Second, Apple launched 2 weeks ago, they announced they're launching buy now, pay later.
Yeah.
You have to understand, these guys were financing this business off very, very, very low interest rates. And I don't know if they modeled out what does the business look like at like 10% interest rates, because we could be heading there. We could be heading there for a long period of time. Apple is doing the same exact thing, but investing off their balance sheet. The cash they have sitting. I think they're dedicating like $200 billion to buy now, pay later.
Yeah.
It's unfair. You can't compete with Apple on buy now, pay later. By the way, you're not defaulting on buy now, pay later. And they go, hey, drama, you don't make this next payment,
I know.
your phone shuts off.
It's over. I'm paying that bill.
Yeah.
I'm paying that bill before anything else. To me, this potentially, you just wipe out everyone. I mean, how do you compete with this? Android
It's
users?
tough.
You're the buy now, pay now,
Pay later for Android.
buy now, pay later specialized
And it's
for
questionable
Android users.
you want to lend to Android users.
But
It's very true. Green bubbles don't pay. That's everyone knows.
Yeah.
This is going to happen across the board. This is just the beginning. Klarna had to take the discount because they actually need the cash. When everyone else starts needing the cash, they'll get the same discounts. And 15 billion should probably be 4. Like, why is Klarna only down 70% versus public stocks down 90%?
Yeah.
Their business sucks. It's just because they probably have some sort of ratchets or liquidation preference on the investors who came in who said, we'll give you the headline number of 15 because investors don't want to be embarrassed by investing at a high number. And then they also want to be protected. And you're going to see, this is just the beginning. Like, as these companies start needing cash, the VC winter is fully here. If you need cash and you're private, you're getting taken to the woodshed. It's just like known. This is not a secret.
What happens in the woodshed?
You lose 80 to 90% of your value.
Is that because they like chop you up
You
there?
buy now and they pay you later.
Exactly. And like most growth VCs are just on full pause unless you're just some, unbelievable company or you're a diamond in the rough, then maybe.
Yeah.
But it's everyone, and it's every VC firm. You can talk to anyone across the board.
Except at NFT week, because they're not worried about anything.
No.
It's literally a
They're
fucking
playing the Drake album.
fairy tale
and getting
land.
ready to go to Tame Impala.
All right. Well, I think we should end on that note.
I'm going all in. I kind of feel sad.
I'm sad.
I
like them.
I didn't listen to kind of call it the last handful of episodes just because whatever, life got busy. But that was the one podcast I did listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now it's gone. They took the only thing you loved.
yeah, you know what? I had a very long drive this morning, and I was like, oh, I want to listen to a podcast. And I typed in All In, and I was like, oh,
Gone.
shit's over.
All out of episodes.
Yeah.
They're all out.
And I feel like I was pretty early on Discovery on that. I think
You were. And now you've turned.
I haven't turned. It just doesn't exist.
I think you've turned. I think
We
I think
basically,
you
we're
just
the
wanna
only
make room
podcast
for
left
us. Yeah.
in this market.
If you want a diverse cast,
Holler at us, Jason.
holler at Jason. You could
Socioeconomically
join us,
diverse.
man. We'd have Jason join.
Yeah.
Collab.
Come on in, Jason.
Yeah. By the way, Mr. Exit wants, we're going to get him back on. He's down to come back on.
Sure, he's
Maybe
got
we
a
get him
lot to
back on
talk about.
Thursday.
There's a lot of good content for him to comment on.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be fun. We should do that. And I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm kind of excited, kind of like a new movie release or something. But I'm guessing maybe Mr. Exits will have some all-in tea or something.
Woo-wee.
I mean, D thinks someone murdered somebody, so I'm excited.
I mean, what else? What else could it be?
That's it. We're fraud.
Fraud is.
I mean, fraud or murder,
in the
right?
Cards.
That's the only two
Fraud
things.
is in the cards.
Okay. All right. That's all we got. Everyone, have a good week. Keep your head up out there. Don't go to the woodshed. If you need money, apparently you're not getting it. And buckle down. Thank you. And we'll see you later.